right, we are live. It is December 10th, 2017. Starting a podcast with some of my buddies. We're just some dudes who've been gaming on all platforms since about 1992. We talk about games, life, space, shit. Anything interesting going on in the world today and in the real world. So to introduce myself, my name is Reed. I'm here with my buddies Kurt. Chris.
Chris is over there.
Know what's going on, guys.
Say hello. All right. Jake.
What's up? Grandma Jones here.
I'm Trev.
And Trev.
Yeah, we play video games. We're talking about them now.
That's what we do. We talk about them, we live them, we play them a lot. And so, actually, speaking of, what are you playing right now, currently?
Great. What are you playing right now?
Start with me.
I don't know. We're
Call of Duty World War II.
For PS4, right? That's what you're playing on.
Right. Yes. PS4.
Okay.
More of a first-person shooter myself, so COD was a game I've played quite a bit in the past, and wanted to get into this one since it was bringing back the old school, not the advanced warfare. So
Boots on the ground, as they say.
sure.
You're talking like old school, like Call of Duty 2, Call of Duty 1 and 2?
A little after. Well, 2, yes, but not the multiplayer aspect.
Okay.
So,
Modern Warfare.
correct.
Yep.
So either way, I think the campaign was really fun, relating back to the old Call of Duty 2, like you said, Chris.
Can you play co-op campaign?
No, you can't. It's
Couch co-op.
Cannot.
There's no couch co-op. There's no campaign co-op, which I was
tough.
pretty disappointed in.
That's tough.
That
So-
is unfortunate, for sure.
Yeah, because I didn't. I mean,
Remember Spec Ops?
Spec Ops, Spec Ops: The Line.
No. In Call of Duty,
Oh,
you could
okay.
play like the special ops.
Oh, yeah.
That you're streaming into like Spec Ops: The Line. I'm
No,
like,
sorry.
all right, I don't know where you're going with this, but
What
so-
are you playing
You
right
could
now,
do
Chris?
split screen.
what am I playing? Oh boy. Yeah, right now I just finished Wolfenstein 2. I can talk about that a little bit, but right now I'm diving heavily into Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Switch. And
Sweet.
if you guys don't know what Xenoblade Chronicles is about,
Sounds like a Japanese game.
it's very Japanese, very anime. Characters a little, the proportions of the characters are a little
Little disproportionate?
little uneven there.
Little
It's
scandalous.
and it's surprising that Nintendo would publish something like this. It actually comes from their first party studio, Monolith Soft. So
But from Xenogears, which was widely popular amongst the nerds that like that kind of RPG game, Xenogears 2, super fun games.
yeah, the basic combat, it's not it's turn based to a point, but you can run around freely, and it doesn't suck you into like a combat zone like Final Fantasy VII or
Oh, yeah.
any of those standard Japanese RPGs do. So it's all the creatures are around the field, and then you can run around and position yourself, but it does auto attack, and then you generate like these powers. They're called arts, and you got your basic healer, your tank, and your attacker. So
Nice.
it took me like 25 hours to understand the combat system, but
That's a long time. I think
Like-
I would have given up.
yeah, no, I just kept going with it. I didn't give up because the story's really good. The characters are interesting. The voice acting's so-so, but it's just really anime. I don't know.
I love it.
I'm not into anime, and I
Okay.
really like.
Do you usually play it on your TV, or do you pop it off the tablet part?
I haven't played it in handheld mode yet, but I've heard the resolution is bad. I think it drops to like 240p or something in handheld mode, which for a Switch game, that's the only game I've heard of that the resolution is that far down. So, but just on the TV, it looks fine. It's I think runs at 720p. I mean,
For all you nerds out there, I gotta know.
Pretty good for
I'm
a
just-
Wii
I
game.
mean, if you look
guess.
at have you seen a Switch or played a Switch before?
I played
I
it,
have
but
not.
I don't own one. I've been
Yeah.
so wrapped up with PS4, and then the VR I was so close to buying as well, but I mean, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, PS4 has just got me wrapped up right now.
Yeah. Well, no, you look at the Switch. It's just it's a 7-inch tablet. I mean, that's all the hardware's in there. The dock, there's nothing in there. That's just sending the signal to the TV. But to see like Zelda runs at like 900p, and it's just that game is massive, and to see
Beautiful
that
game
play
too.
that.
Oh my god.
seeing it run on a tablet, it's impressive, and what Nintendo's done with that. So, but going back to Xenoblade, I never finished Xenoblade Chronicles 1. I never played through X. I put like 25 hours into that game, but for some reason I'm really enjoying the combat in this game, and I plan on finishing it.
Nice.
Only 70 hours more to go to finish. So.
What's the level cap? Is there a level cap? I'm assuming there is. But...
It's so basically. So this is an interesting part. You receive. They're called blades, and it's an actual character, but you're called a driver, and blades connect. You got to connect with them during combat, and you unlock them almost like Pokemon. Like they're called blade cores, and then you open them up, and then. It's
you know
your
what you're gonna get? Is it
standard gotcha mobile game kind of.
okay.
But you're not. There's no microtransactions, nothing like that. But I opened up like 15 cores, and I got all just like horrible
garbage,
horrible blades.
Sure.
But the legendary blades you open up, they have there's story missions that go along with them. There's a ton of them. I don't know how many exactly, but. They obviously have their own properties, tank healer. And
so what do you give it out of 10, real quick for the?
Not going to review it yet, just because just impression wise, I think if you're looking for a Japanese RPG with a good story, good characters, and a fun combat system, if you have the patience to learn it, I think it's worth picking up. There's a lot of things to learn and understand in that game, and a lot of skill trees for the blade. It's pretty in depth.
I would love it.
So.
I love JRPGs, so I love the turn-based combat. But what are you playing right now, Trevor? Speaking of,
Well, you mentioned VR earlier, and I got the VR,
Do the
PlayStation
VR, you do.
so it's been Skyrim. I mean, you guys know that.
absolutely.
But yeah, now that my brain has enough time to adjust to it, it's like next level gaming shit. Tell you what.
And you're saying, so the motion part, because a lot of people say I'm playing this VR, getting a headache after 10 minutes. So you're saying over time though that's gotten a lot better.
Yep. You do it for a while, and your brain adjusts. You get your VR legs. I mean, you can attest to that, right?
Yeah,
you played for a while.
There's a few times I almost puked with the headset on. I think Drive Club VR really
right, and that was kind of earlier.
Probably a few days there.
But now that I'm like 25 hours into Skyrim, I have no problems anymore. Turned off all the filters, so that it's just straight up. You're in Skyrim. Oh man.
Was it like 12 hours your first night of owning that game?
No, it was like 3 hours, which was a lot. I was pretty. The first couple weeks that I had Skyrim VR, I was forcing myself to play it because I knew I was gonna get better at the dizziness. But yeah, there was times where I was at work looking at my phone, and it was like moving around and stuff. Like I could still tell the VR.
Like it was 3. Yeah, like you're.
It was like I was tripping a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
But I wonder how much have Dramamine sales gone up since VR has came out. I mean, is it up like 120%? I mean, it's got to be insane.
You have tried it?
Dramamine before you?
But no, I just
didn't like it.
I'd just rather power through it, and
yeah.
I've also noticed I might start a VR session and kind of get dizzy right away. But I don't encourage people to fight through it, but I just fight through it, and eventually I'm not dizzy anymore, and I can play for hours. But
and you
just got to trick your brain.
You made a hunter, correct? So what's it like shooting the bow? I mean, we're talking VR, so you're actually physically pulling back and releasing.
Hold the right trigger to knock the arrow.
Oh,
aim.
That's cool.
I'm using the 2 motion controllers. You can use the DualShock controller, but I wouldn't do that if I were you. It's way more immersive. It's way more immersive with the motion controllers.
Sure.
Because you're swinging swords and you're casting spells and you're.
And how is that though with spell casting? Is there any kind of now in the VR world?
Right away at launch it was kind of tricky because when you're aiming your spells it's kind of hard to aim them, but they just patched it and they gave us a little crosshair for each hand, so I could be aiming my fucking flame spell on one dude with the crosshair and I can see it, and I can with my right hand I could shoot a ice javelin at somebody and be able to aim it a little bit better.
Was that recent, that update?
Wow.
Yep, just a recent update.
Okay,
they just added. It was the update where they added smooth turning as well. So, at first when Skyrim came out on VR, you can only snap turn, But they added smooth turn, so it's a little more natural. However, it made me dizzy. I don't use smooth turning, so that's the only thing that I can't do.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
being able to move your controllers two different ways opens the game up completely compared to just the regular PS4 or
Yeah.
Xbox
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
console version.
I think the first time because I was playing with the bow also, but the first time I got magic abilities, or I found him in the menus. Once I learned the menus, I think I was in a village and I ended up starting a dog on fire. And I wasn't even trying to. This goal, I think it was, what's the first little town you get to?
Like Winterhold.
Winterhold or something. Yeah. So then the game like glitched out. I couldn't pay my fine, so I just, every time the game loaded, I kept getting attacked by the guards. So I had to go to a bigger city and get approached by a guard. So your typical Bethesda
Immediately.
Bethesda
cops
jank is
coming.
there still, and that VR makes it even more beautiful. So
Yeah, it's fun. But I'm going to change the subject.
Real quick, can I just say, in 5 years, you're gonna be in a VR world as a necromancer, conjuring up a skeleton army, and they're just behind you as you just mark. I mean, that it's gonna be so immersive. It's
We're getting there.
it's
It's
amazing.
almost
We're already
there.
getting there, but
Because this is just first
Unreal.
generation. This is just the very crappy beginning. It's like
Yep.
it's like PS2 graphics almost, but give it a couple cycles and she'll be tip top. But I got a little quiz for you guys. Blurt out the answer. I'm going to try to keep score. But if you do blurt out the wrong answer, I'm going to dock you a point. So name that console boot up sound. Blurt it out. No. All right.
that's
Game
we.
Cube.
1 point for Jake. You guys got to blurt 'em out.
PlayStation 1.
Oh.
There you go. Reed's got a point.
That's gotta be. You gotta go through the whole thing.
Oh, good times with that music.
Twisted Metal 2.
Still gives me goosebumps.
Dreamcast.
Oh, negative 1
PlayStation
point.
2.
There you go. Reed's
Oh,
got 2
jeez.
points.
I'm a PlayStation guy. We? No.
Negative. You lost a point.
Oh,
Get out of here. Yeah, drink.
Xbox.
There you go. You're back to even.
yep.
Point for Chris.
Xbox 360.
There you go. Chris got a point. Oh,
Sega Genesis.
nope. Negative.
That was Sonic, but Dreamcast.
Oh,
There we go.
we got a tie between.
Wait for that one.
We got a 4-way tie right now.
Windows.
Windows. I was gonna say, I'm like, that's computer. I thought you were talking about. Oh, it's like
Oh, that's
is
it.
Windows 95. Was that
Chris
last one?
won it. The last one was.
Windows.
Was that Windows
The
98?
last one
or something?
was like Apple,
Apple.
old Apple
Yeah.
operating system.
Oh,
boot up.
boom.
The old IMAX.
So that was good. I expected a few more points, but they went quicker than you guys probably expected.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
There's
but-
no PS3 or PS4. I mean, I would have got those.
There was PS3 in there that you guys missed. There's no PS4,
Oh,
but it was
okay.
like an old PS3 boot up that I think it was like the first generation PS3.
oh, sure.
Then there's a lot of like some weird handheld. There's like Sega Saturn and like
Sega Nomad.
The
Game
Nomad
Gear
was in there, I think. And there's some other weird ones.
We never heard the Sega. You know what I mean?
True. Yep.
How about the Daytona USA?
There's no NES. It doesn't even have a boot up sound.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't. Well,
That
I don't
one
know.
guy just going off.
Chris, you won that little contest, so.
What did I win?
What do we have?
Well, I figured I'd give you free reign on if you got something else you want to bring up.
Yeah, sure. You know, I mean, a lot of you guys are big PS4 players, and
Absolutely.
I mean, does anybody here own an
Pretty much.
Xbox One?
I do.
I used to.
You do?
I do. Yes.
Do you play it often, or?
I haven't since I got my PS4.
Yeah,
But I still update it
Play with
and
us.
Well,
Keep it
have been
updated.
looking to get back into it here.
Well, I bought an
as soon
Xbox
as
One,
PUBG comes out.
yeah,
so
that's where I'm gonna be at.
Gee, dude,
For
bring it
sure.
over. Let's play.
But I had an Xbox One since launch, and I hardly played it. I played like Sunset Overdrive and Gears of War 4, then like Halo 5. That was it. And then, so I was hesitant on picking up an Xbox One X. It was just randomly one night I was sitting at my house, and it was like 9:45, and I'm like, I'll just drive up to Best Buy, see if they have any extra ones. And I ended up being first in line. I'm like, all right.
A couple extra ones. for you.
So I ended up getting that, and I gotta say I like what they're doing with the emulation and backwards compatibility. I mean,
Heck yeah.
I mean, it's pretty impressive that they're getting 360 games to run even better than they did on original hardware through emulation. And if you guys know anything about emulation, it's tough to emulate a game, and so I don't know if it's I think Microsoft has a dedicated kind of team just for backwards compatibility. So I'm kind of interested to see what
They're
they
pumping
do.
them out like every week. They're like, oh, you can play this 360 game
Yeah.
on your Xbox One and this one.
And the interesting thing, like what I was talking to you guys about earlier, is how they're enhancing them, and it's
Well, they gotta do the cross-platform. They gotta, because there were rumors about
Nice.
Xbox and PlayStation playing together, and
Yeah.
that would open up so much because it's just like in the olden days. I was a Super Nintendo kid. A lot of my friends played Sega, and I still had my Super friends. So they're doing the same thing with Xbox and PlayStation. But if they could merge those together, but the thing is, it always comes down to money, and it's
Yeah.
not.
no, it's coming. It's actually coming down to Sony right now because Microsoft said they're open to it, and Nintendo
Sure.
actually you can cross play
You know what I mean, though.
Rocket League through the Switch and Xbox and PC. You can play all of them, but Sony's
the
just
Switch and the Xbox can play together.
correct. And then
We're just left out as PlayStation players.
but I
But
don't
we
know
can
how-
play with PC with PlayStation.
But I don't think you can actually like party up because obviously they got different like friends lists,
Sure.
things like that. I think you can just
lobbies
join
and
them like
stuff.
randomly on the servers. So
Yeah, I'd love to get a Wii U and a Xbox One.
a Wii U,
X.
huh?
I mean, a Wii
Switch.
shut up.
Nintendo
I
Switch.
mean, I wouldn't mind a Wii
The
U.
Wii U is incredible, but
Yeah, there's a lot of good titles on there.
That came and went really quick, though. It was like, felt like it was here for like 2 years, and then they came out with the Switch.
yeah, the Fisher Price controller looked like
Right.
like a goddamn leapfrog
Like
tablet.
like a kid's tablet. They turn all
Horrible.
brown and stuff.
Well, and I never. Jake, what are you playing right now? You play FIFA. What
well,
else?
let me tell you,
Okay.
because I know you're already giving me a hard time about it.
I am.
I play FIFA 15 a lot. Yes, it's
No shame in that.
3 years old,
No.
but
There's no shame.
all right.
Sports games,
Right.
it's all about finding like the best year. And just,
Yeah, I like the mechanics the best in that game. I know all the players, what players to grab and try to upgrade, young players and whatnot. Besides that, I've been playing a lot of South Park Phone Destroyer.
Phone
Ooh,
Destroyer.
you know, mobile.
Yeah, mobile game. I'm away from my house a lot. I mean, I like it so much. I actually have 2 accounts, one on my girlfriend's iPad as well. Because there's also like a clan type of thing where you can request cards and donate cards within the clan.
Do you play both at once,
I-
like on your phone and the tablet?
That would be
Alright.
impressive.
I mean,
No, sometimes I do just to try to de-rank like my girlfriend's account. So I lose games on purpose. So I'm just like setting up.
Does she know this?
Yeah, she does. And I tell her not to take her iPad to work sometimes. She wants to watch Netflix, and we know I'm taking it to work and I'm playing it.
There you go.
And she just has to deal with it.
It's her iPad.
Yeah, it's her
Right.
iPad. But she doesn't, she has an Air. She can watch. She has a laptop. Whatever.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, besides that, those are the 2 big ones. Destiny I was into, and then everyone quit playing, so then I kind of quit playing. But it
Yeah.
did get a little repetitive.
It is.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. And you're playing, but not only South Park, Phone Destroyer.
Phone Destroyer.
You're also playing Stick of Truth.
Stick of Truth, yes. I
That's what I
got.
thought you were gonna start talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah. I got the Fractured Butthole on Black Friday.
And then you got the game.
It's a good
Fractured
buy.
Butthole.
Yeah, and then I
You gotta
bought the
purchase
game. Yeah. But it came with a free download of Stick of Truth, which I never played. So I figured might as well just give that a run before I actually played
Absolutely.
Fractured Butthole. And I think I'm maybe half the way through. I'm not sure yet. I've beaten a few bosses. And I was talking to Chris last night about it kind of, and it's a fun game. You're kind of immersed in the whole South Park world, but it's pretty
Yes.
basic as far as an RPG game goes.
And I've heard you fart in that game.
You have to master different farts, which can be very tricky.
South Park.
that's
and
a
farting?
that's a throwback to Skyrim, isn't it? Kind of
The shouts.
the shouts, I believe.
Oh yeah,
So,
sure.
That'd be.
but
That's,
I'm not,
Yeah,
That
that's
makes
probably the
sense.
most difficult part of the game is learning Randy's farts. The,
The
one
sneaky squeaker.
Randy Marsh's
sneaky
farts?
squeaker, the one that floats behind him, and you surprise him with it. You know,
Mhm.
for some reason, all you gotta do is hold left on the left analog joystick, but
So is that like an espionage fart where you?
it is.
Like
It's
a
a
stealth?
sneaky squeaker,
Yeah.
just like the title of it. It is exactly that. But that game is a laid back. It's not meant to be super challenging. But what I love about Fractured Butthole is you can play as the token experience, which is essentially you're a black character. So you have it's like the hardest difficulty. It's essentially how they make the game. So
Wow.
the easiest difficulty, you look like. Like a ghost, like that one movie from like 1995,
Casper?
Powder. Yeah,
Oh, powder.
it's bad, and
Movie.
but that's actually a gold trophy. So if you're looking to platinum that game, you do need to get that. But anyways, they're fun games, but they're just meant to be laid back fun games.
Well, the combat system is completely different in Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, they do. They
It's-
totally change it up. Absolutely.
It's got a Fire Emblem-esque grid system. If
Grid.
you played like Final Fantasy Tactics or
Yep.
anything of that nature.
Fire
so.
Emblem is I'm sorry, that is a great game. Oh my god. Sorry. I digress. It's such a fun game. What about Breath of Fire? I'm just thinking of fire games. Breath of Fire
Breath of
3.
Fire
Did you guys
one?
ever play
Oh,
that?
No, just one.
Oh my god.
Just fun.
So good. So good.
Well, that's what we were playing right now. So I was gonna maybe bring up a little open debate if you guys had any debate. But what
Were
what
you
would
the master debater?
Yes.
All right, perfect.
So I'm just throwing this out there. What is your guys' like favorite console ever?
Super Nintendo. Boom.
Yeah, Super Nintendo for me.
I have to
Usually,
throw my vote in there for Super Nintendo as well.
oh,
Oh!
Okay,
Probably
okay.
my most
All right, Chris is gonna.
No, I'm not going to do
favorite,
nothing.
but
Why?
probably not
Oh,
my most
You know,
played.
it's-
Super Nintendo. Let's talk about
Let's
it.
do it.
You started off with when you really got into games. It was arcade games, really, what caught people's hearts, and then they started to go into Atari and Jaguar, that kind of stuff. But regular Nintendo was the first system I think that was the take-home system that was like, okay, this is kind of a game changer.
Yeah.
Musically,
Save the gaming world.
absolutely. And they had like over 500 titles for the regular Nintendo. The controller itself.
Super Nintendo or
No,
Nintendo?
right. We're just.
But it's transitioned into the Super Nintendo, okay, which, by the way, I also say is the best controller of any
Yeah,
system.
great controller.
Absolutely. YBAX, it wasn't too complex, left L and R, but the system itself, you don't have, like, in NES, the blow tactics where you got to blow into it to get it to work every now and then. Super Nintendo, as a top loader, was amazing. You didn't have to worry about. I mean, you even worried about it with PS1 that came out years later. But that to me is amazing. The titles, the gameplay itself is better than Sega Genesis. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's where it gets ahead of the Genesis for sure. Is the titles that they have.
absolutely.
Like
and
you
the
can
game
Mario's.
Yeah, the color, the sound.
Yep.
I know as far as like colors go, they had like a wider spectrum of colors that they could actually use.
Super Mario World.
Think about the titles
Yeah,
that came
Super
out
Mario
for Super
World.
Nintendo.
No, I know.
Final
I'm not doubting
Fantasy
it.
that came out afterwards, Super Mario RPG, All-Star Super Mario World, Mega Man
Chrono
X.
Trigger.
A lot of people say Mega Man X is the best Mega
Ken
Man ever
Griffey
made in the
Jr.
whole
baseball.
Yep.
Very fun
NBA Jam.
games.
I mean, the list goes on. And a lot of them were from NES, Contra, but Contra 3 was just. It's an amazing game. The gameplay is amazing. And if you play Contra on Sega, there's a huge difference. There's a huge.
Oh, it's a completely different game.
It's a crazily different game. So
Well, they did that with some other games like Aladdin and
yeah,
Yeah,
Aladdin,
yeah,
yeah,
like
Lion King,
They were completely
Disney.
different games on the Super Nintendo and the Genesis. I mean, that's
Turtles?
What a bizarre.
You guys remember
Yeah,
Turtles?
Turtles as
Turtles
well.
is different.
Manhattan. They had what was that? Manhattan.
That was
the Sega one. Manhattan Turtles.
the third. No, that was the Manhattan one was the NES. The third one. Ninja Turtles 3 was a Manhattan project.
Yeah, but the Sega one's called Manhattan. The Sega one is called Manhattan.
It's called something. I'm not sure. I'm having a brain fart.
Me too. But anyways,
But yeah, it's-
different games for Super and Sega both on, and even NBA Jam. Remember how different it was to play that game?
Yeah.
On both systems.
Zombies Ate Your Neighbors. I mean, there's tons of them that
Yeah.
are obviously better.
It's
But
hard
it-
to argue against SNES.
All right, yeah.
It's
Who,
always-
But I'm
who
saying
thinks-
SNES beat out Sega so much at that time, and the titles that came out
Sure.
for Super Nintendo.
But I don't think
That's what
Sega
started
would
it.
really be in more like maybe like Dreamcast.
So to go
But,
along
I mean,
with
I
some of the
wouldn't-
best titles ever,
wouldn't
like
say that,
Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
PS2.
I mean, I could go on forever, but the controller itself is better. what would you argue is better
Maybe
than
either
Super
the
Nintendo?
either
I could maybe say actually staying in the family, Nintendo 64.
64,
Just
yeah.
because, well, I originally say Super Nintendo because of basically all the points you hit on, but I also had a regular Nintendo, and getting that Super Nintendo at that very young age kind of pushed me into being like a real gamer, and
You
that's
got the
what made it so
nostalgia
great.
factor,
Yeah, exactly.
too.
But
64 turned it all into
you,
like
yeah, you
Multiplayer
exactly
co-op.
same
Yeah,
that same
yeah.
transition into such a great console with 64, and then with Mario just to start it off was the most fun I've had in a long time.
Mario
as well.
64,
Yeah.
Well, Mario,
Oh,
yeah, Mario 64, Mario Party. I remember playing a lot with with
GoldenEye, and
Gold. Exactly.
GoldenEye
like
for
you're
sure.
Perfect
saying.
Dark, Smash Brothers. I mean,
Yeah.
Perfect
Yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
Oh,
Beetle Adventure Racing. Oh,
Gauntlet
Yeah,
Legends.
no, that's a good one.
Oh,
I like that.
For sure.
So many good ones.
but see, that's why it's kind of the N64, the SNES, and then usually the third one I usually would see is the PlayStation 2.
Yeah, 64. The one thing is that some people don't like the controller, which I do. I like it.
They wore down quick.
a lot of people
Oh,
broke
yeah,
the analog.
You get a brand new
especially playing
64
Mario
controller.
Party. Yeah, you're.
Yeah.
But another thing is that it has a really small library. I think there's only 300 games.
Yeah.
Well, going past that, if you go back right now and play the 64 up against the SNES, I still think the SNES
SNES
holds
is
up
better.
better.
I think
I
you're
don't
right.
even think it's that close.
I think you're right.
There's so
Yeah.
many games on 64 where you're like, have you guys ever played
Yeah.
Wave Race
Yeah.
again?
I
Oh
have.
my god!
Is it
I
bad?
like it still.
Whoa!
Are you saying it's terrible?
Because when
or
you're a
what?
kid, you see the sunset. It was such a beautiful game.
well,
and
the
now
water-
you're like,
water physics
oh.
in that game are still incredible.
Yeah,
That was the first
Absolutely.
time like you could be in a 3D water.
But when you're going fast, it's hard to know if you're supposed to go left or right coming up. I mean, it's. I digress.
Last year, I went through and I actually started collecting 64 stuff again, and you know, a lot of the Nintendo stuff's still super expensive, and I didn't buy that, but I did buy like Wave Race and,
Yep,
and
cheap.
like Pilot Wings, and it's pretty
Pilot
it's
Wings.
pretty hard going back to some of them games and the frame rates and Perfect
Right.
Dark's just
Well,
yeah.
or
Sketchy.
GoldenEye too.
like 20 frames a second. I mean,
Setting up
how
the
you-
laptop
it's hard
on
to
the
aim.
wall, and you're like,
Mhm.
this looks.
use like the C buttons.
Yeah, you only
Weird.
got one joystick, and you're playing so many first-person shooters now, where you have two, then you go back to that where you just have the one. And
Well,
yeah, it is.
you can actually plug in two 64 controllers and play GoldenEye with dual joysticks. I'm not
That's
lying.
weird.
No, I'm not.
For
yeah.
single player, you can.
That's
It doesn't work very well, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's the concept was there.
Yeah, it was almost just instead of C buttons, have joystick.
And Trevor, you're gonna have to definitely write this one down for the future because we gotta have an episode just based on old games that we're collecting and kind of our collections. Because we do have some pretty vast collections here that I think some of our retro gaming lovers are really gonna enjoy.
We could definitely do a whole episode, and so
Mhm.
that could lead into we talking about SNES, and now you guys got the SNES classic thing that just came out, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
The Mini?
the mini.
What did you sell it, or did you play it? Yeah,
I sold 3 of them, kept 2.
Unbelievable. You got Scalper.
Yeah.
These guys
in
were
the
out. They were
studio
out and
here.
about.
Boy,
and you bought something, right?
I bought 3 and I still have all 3.
Whoa.
So, and I've opened one and played it. I've dived into a couple games.
Nice. How was the
So-
gameplay? Was it just like Super Nintendo again? Did you get that feeling?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Nice. But the controllers aren't that long, right? You need the extenders for this.
No,
The
that was
cords.
the NES.
No,
Is it
yeah,
cords
it's
aren't that
better,
long?
but they're still short. I think
Short.
they're 5 feet or something, or
No, it's
maybe
a little
6.
better though. Yeah.
Because I think they
They
were
were
3
The
feet.
first one was 3 feet, yeah. on the
Yeah,
NES.
which is ridiculous.
That was bad. It was bad.
But they still sold like hotcakes.
See, I still have mine unopened because I'm a huge collector. Now I'm just anal to the point where I just like don't open things. I just look at it. I'm like, wow, what? How fun would that be? And then I look
It's-
away. I mean,
It
that's
takes
how
discipline.
It's,
I'll give you
it's-
that.
It's fun for a while, but then you like the SNES is more attractive to me than the. Like, I have a NES Classic, and I played it for like a week, and I'm
It's
like,
nice that you
I
got
don't-
one.
Why? Like a lot of these games, I don't want to play them again.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
I packed it back up and threw it in
Yeah.
my closet. But my SNES Classic, it's still sitting next to my TV, and I still have it hooked up.
Nice.
Yeah, the library for the Super is a lot more playable, and
Yeah.
you get a lot more game time out of it. Even though there's less games, right? I think there's 30 on the.
I think there's what 1920 or something.
There's
like that?
21 on the SNES, just because of
and there's 30
Star
on-
Fox
there's-
2.
Yeah, there's 30 on the NES.
Yeah.
So
You know, and this is our first episode, so we're working the kinks out. But that's another great idea. I mean, what games have they not made it, or at least brought back that it's just disappointing? Like for me, NBA Jam, it's like, hello, do you not want to make a bunch of money? Because that's all you got to do is make a 2-on-2 basketball
Did you not
game.
play on Fire Edition for
Let's
the
say-
360?
Yeah, what was that?
Good. That was so
2000,
fun. Oh, my
2009?
God. PS3.
Yeah.
Really
It's also
fun.
for PS3.
It was like a Wii. It was weird. It was like a Wii exclusive. I don't know how that even happened. And then it eventually came to like Xbox Live Arcade and the PlayStation
PS3.
Store. Yeah.
Yep, because we played it a ton over. And talk about, you go out with a couple cocktails with the boys and girls or whatever. You get home, it's 2 a.m. You're not tired. You play a little NBA Jam on PS3 or Xbox. Fantastic! It is so fun. And they give you the throwbacks, the Larry Birds, the Magic Johnson.
downtown.
You know, it's great. It's great. But why don't they make another one?
Yeah, because if you do play the old, was it On Fire one,
Yeah.
you're stuck with like Kevin Love and Rubio, or like it's just old teams that you don't even want to really play as anymore.
See, I still do, but that's because I'm corny and I love the NBA.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, why not make that game every year? They got like
it
NBA
would-
Lives and well, that's over with now. But 2K is-
Knowing EA, they just do a roster update and re-release
Yep,
it. Just
same
like,
game.
just like FIFA and
I
Yeah.
change the
Sorry, Jake.
advertisements
And
from
NHL.
17 to 18.
A year later, it'll be $10.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
Does okay,
$4.
You play? I don't play a lot of sports games, so I mean, you said you were playing FIFA. Do you feel like they evolve, like year over year? I mean, are
Enough
they
to
much,
justify
Well,
Yeah.
this is the thing. So I usually play the new one every year. I never buy it unless I play it and I really like it. So I played 16. I actually did buy 16, and then I sold it within like the first week because it seemed like the AI got like worse. Like they just kind of like made it cheaper. Like I'd be on like a breakaway with Messi, and I would get caught up by like 40-year-old defender. Like so it was like. It just seemed like they made it harder to score, but they did it in like a cheap way. Like they actually I think kind of went downhill.
Didn't make them smarter. They just glitched them out.
Yeah.
Can you go back to the Alexi Lalas days, or like what days? Where are you going back? Do they have the classic throwbacks?
No, I wish.
Oh,
that's
that'd be
soccer?
great.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know.
Uh,
I mean, do you honestly know classic soccer players? Or?
yeah, Pele.
No, we're
That's the
talking
common-
U.S. though.
Yeah.
What was
The
the other
only one
dude's
everybody
Eric?
knows is
Or,
Ronaldo.
what was that dude's name? I mean, they were
Escobar.
terrible at the time because '90s USA soccer is like really bad. You guys.
Non-existent.
But what was the?
But at
guy's
least they
name?
made the
Come
World
on,
Cup.
Kurt, what was Alexi
Sure.
Lalas? I threw that one out. But what was the other one?
You had it there.
Offensive play. They had one offensive
Um,
player they kind of talked about
well,
sometimes because he got a
yeah.
goal. Maybe it was a charity goal. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yeah, that was before Landon
Why did
Donovan.
you guys get like?
Well,
oh wow.
with not Landon Donovan because he's a little more current, but.
Okay.
Right.
Maybe I stumped the soccer boys.
Well, I'll tell you what. '90s, I was just playing Super Nintendo and playing soccer. I did not watch any soccer in the '90s except for like World Cup. I would maybe tune in, but I didn't get like into watching soccer until maybe like 4 years ago. I started watching a lot of Premier League, a lot of Champions.
Oh, okay. Because I played Mega Man Soccer on SNES, by the way. when we played soccer. I mean, that
That's
was
my kind of soccer.
that
I
was
need like
great.
an arcade soccer to
Yeah, Mario
Yeah.
Strikers.
Just
Mario
stomach it.
Strikers is a great.
like some
That's
street
the only
GameCube.
soccer game I've played and enjoyed. You
Soccer.
played Charged on the Wii?
It's funny because I own it, and then my Wii quit working when I tried to play it. So I own it, but I haven't played it
The
yet.
best part about that is you could do like coach co-op online against 2 other people.
Oh.
So that was a blast,
That's
but
sweet.
you
That's
can't do it
neat.
anymore. They
Yeah,
should.
that
It's
more
very
games.
similar.
It's the same as
Yeah.
I'm sure there was some, I don't know.
New characters.
I never played the GameCube version. I only played Charged on the Wii, so I'm not
Oh,
sure
really?
And real
if
quick,
anything was
rapid fire.
enhanced or-
You let me know what game do you wish they would make again? Just because I did say a couple, but I didn't ask anybody else. Curtis, what do you think? If you could bring a game back, remake it, re-release, what is it going to be?
That's a hard question on the spot there.
Yeah. you
Well,
gotta-
I'm just saying,
it's
NBA
soak in
Jam.
a
It's
little
not
bit.
that hard.
How
I
about
could say
Contra?
Marvel Ultimate Alliance. Contra.
Oh yeah,
that's another
Marvel.
good one.
Marvel
I said
Ultimate
Teenage
Alliance
Mutant
3 needs
Turtles.
to come out for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
Whoa.
probably what I'd have to go with. Marvel Ultimate Alliance. For
There's
sure.
a lot out there.
Because I know there's a big fan base out there, and I don't know if it's just licensing issues or what keeping
Could
them from
be.
doing it.
Such a mess right now with like who owns what.
Yeah.
Might
Yeah, in the Marvel.
kind of hard.
Yeah, Marvel world.
Thank God they're making
Mhm.
Mega Man, the newest. Mega Man
Yeah.
12.
I think it's 11.
Is it?
It's 11.
11?
That's
11.
the new one coming
New
out.
Mega Man.
Happy about that. Very happy.
Look cool.
Updated
Yeah.
graphics.
So what was the last Contra game though? Because I know they had Shattered Soldier on PS2, which was great.
Yes, you had that. That was very fun.
Yeah, and
I
that's
love that.
that's a super hard game that we never even got really close to beating because you have to beat the game killing everyone and not dying to like beat the level 100%. Then you have to beat them all like 100%
Killing
or
everyone and not dying.
yeah.
Even all the like. hidden
Well, there's
enemies.
certain things
Sometimes
where
they
you
go
can
off screen, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Sometimes
Jeez.
you have to kill it in a certain amount of time, or you can
Oh,
beat
yeah.
a boss without completely killing it. Like you just kill its heart, but you're not killing like its legs or
Oh.
whatever. So you have to kill everyone and not die, and you can play that co-op too. So then it becomes even harder because then you're relying on your partner not to die too. So I don't know. It's a really fun game. It's just, and it's 2D side scrolling. Because I think they made another one for PS2 that wasn't side scrolling. That might have been over the top like Contra Neo or something. But yeah, I mean they need to make another one of those.
Absolutely. Twisted Metal comes to mind. I mean, they made some, but
Metal
they changed
Slug.
it a little bit. That Metal Slug. I don't know. There's a lot for
Just
being.
a game that you'd remake.
Well, not really. I mean, I guess I worded it wrong, but a game that you want to see come
A
back.
new rendition
you
or
know?
something. Yeah.
Sure.
What Earthbound? Big,
that's a
nice,
great-
big, extensive, like actual RPG, Earthbound RPG or something like. I don't know. I just like the aesthetic and
Yeah.
just the environments and the atmosphere that game presented with the just kind of the. I don't know if you
Yeah,
played
for
Earthbound
sure.
or not, but
It's a
Yeah,
side scroller,
super-
right?
Good game.
no, it's a top down. It's
Yep.
Top down.
it's,
Oh, okay. I don't know.
Final Fantasy 3 style.
And your
Another-
weapons are super weird. Like you're just a little kid. Your weapons are like I haven't played it in so long, but just like basic like utensils around the house and stuff.
Another Super Mario RPG.
Super Mario RPG, another Chrono Trigger.
And here's one outside the box. MK Mythology is a terrible game. Make it good. Let me level up Sub-Zero to the point where I'm like happy with what he's doing, and it's
Wait,
not. I mean, oh
Was that the single player like Sub Zero?
yes.
Was it good?
64.
No, but
no,
me and Curtis
it's
played quite a bit.
terrible.
It was not good,
I
but
played a
me and
little
Curtis almost completed the whole
Wanted
deal.
to
I
beat
can't
that
believe
game.
we put so many hours into it. It was fun. Actually,
Yeah.
I
Any
enjoyed
game
it.
that you can make cooperative, it could still suck, but you can still have fun depending on who you're playing with. That's the
Every-
beauty.
I mean, just about dumping hours into bad games. I think Cruising USA on the 64. I think I slept over at a buddy's house, and we ended up playing that game for like 8 hours straight. It was what a waste of life. You know, it's.
Oh, I love that game though. I
don't-
love that
I don't
game.
feel like
I'm
I waste
sorry.
life playing video games, but that game and.
Yeah.
I love that game. I
Cruising
do.
USA.
We probably all
Remember
have
you
games
pull up
like
the
that.
you pull up the bus or the cop car, you know? Oh man, that was fun. Cruising World that came out
I
after.
was like, you played South Park
Quit
for
trying to-
64.
Quit trying to. Oh, that game's horrible.
Yeah, you played that. That's
Oh, yeah,
terrible.
Pretty
Yeah.
terrible.
Played it, yep.
You like shoot plungers at turkeys and shit. And,
Oh, that
Lot
was
of
so.
cows.
I
throw
remember
like rotten eggs. like-
Aliens.
the pea snowballs. You get the snowball and you pee on it.
Yeah.
I
Super
remember
tragic.
that game was like $80 when it came out. Cause I think my grandma didn't know any better, so I asked her. I was young, and so I asked her for that game, and she had no clue what it was about. But
Did you need the
Tricked
expansion
you
pack for
tricked
that
your
one?
grandma.
yeah, you needed the expansion pack for that game. That was required.
I remember getting that. We were fancy. Had the. We played StarCraft 64. Wasn't it Perfect Dark? Didn't that need it too?
Yep.
Perfect Dark didn't
the
need
Donkey
it only
Kong.
for specific things, but it's funny you say Donkey Kong.
Donkey
because
Kong.
The story behind Donkey Kong was there was a glitch in the game. It didn't require it. It doesn't do nothing to enhance the game, but there was a glitch in the game that the game wouldn't run unless it had the expansion pack. So they had to ship every copy of the game with an expansion pack. It was
I partly
Just a-
bought that
just a
game
developer
because you
error.
got the
a
expansion
lot.
pack. That's
For
like.
64?
yeah, Donkey Kong 64. So
Crazy.
But you keep it in, and then you're playing like Banjo Kazooie, and like it's a little bit better, and you know I love those kinds of games. I was
It's like
okay,
the PS
you
Pro
know.
now. It's like the PS4 came out, and now they can PS Pro, which is just like a little bit better.
A little better, a little
it's a
bit
little
better.
bit
Yeah,
than
it's hard to
ours.
I mean, it was just a little bit of extra RAM with
Sure,
that cartridge,
yeah.
but.
Yeah.
But isn't that essentially what the PS4 Pro is? It's just like more RAM and
It's-
more
no,
teraflops.
well, the RAM's. I think you get an extra gig of GDDR5 RAM, but it's an extra gig of like GDDR3 where it offloads a lot of the home menu stuff, so that frees up for games. And then it's the CPU's overclocked a little bit, but they basically just took the same GPU, and I don't know if you run like an SLI through a computer and run 2 graphics cards. I believe they just have that set up like that in there, as where the Xbox One X is like custom built. Like
See, I'm not. I don't
hardware.
know. It's a lot of this is just it's over my head when it goes. But you're a tech guy, so I'm not.
yeah, well, I wouldn't say that, but I mean, if you have any
You're
questions.
Well, you got the
Don't sell
Xbox One
yourself
X.
short.
You got the PS4 Pro.
Yeah, I mean,
We're just a bunch of scrubs here with the OG PS4.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
nothing
Pro.
wrong with that.
Oh, you got the Pro. That's right. I made you get the Pro. Appreciate that.
Yeah.
I'm proud of you.
Trophy hunting.
I mean, do you feel like the Pro was worth the upgrade, or
Well, I never had an original PS 4, so
Okay.
it's hard for me to say.
I just
And
insisted to him.
And I do play on like a nice 4K TV, and I mean it looks great. So
When
when
I
I
brag about it,
well, all right, but like
I'm
going,
super jealous.
I'll
That's how I
go
know.
from playing
Yeah.
over at my house and playing over somewhere else, and I can tell a little difference, I guess, as far as graphics go.
what do you like over here? Like looks like crap.
No, I'm not.
Well, that's
I might think it. I won't say it. But
Well, that's what I want for Christmas is a PS4 Pro. So hint, hint, guys, if you're
All
trying to shop
right.
it for me. But what do you guys? We're gonna close this podcast up with a final little segment of what do you guys want from Santa this year for Christmas? I want the PS Pro or like an Xbox One X. So if you decide to get rid of
yeah,
it,
you already got a PS4. Might as well. Might as well.
But what do you guys want
That's
for
true.
Christmas? Any new games that are coming out
well,
that you want?
I was gonna buy myself just a sweet TV, but at the same time, it's tough, you know. And I get a PS4 Pro to go with it, but I'm still just fine with my PS4. I'm sorry, there's so many games that come out, and if you're playing them,
Well,
you don't
what
have
ga-
enough
what-
time to even complete them.
Any games that you guys want? Or any new
Games?
consoles? I know. I mean, I would love to have like a Wii Switch
Looking-
too.
Well,
but
yeah, for sure.
PUBG
I'd say a
next
Switch,
week, or this week actually.
Switch or an
PUBG.
Xbox.
Or maybe like just a brand new
X,
computer with
One
like a
X.
sweet.
From what Chris has said.
Yeah,
About
I guess.
Back into
Sounds pretty
WoW.
awesome.
It's WoW time.
Oh,
Oh,
God.
I can't.
it. But yeah, PUBG.
We'll give you a WoW
on
episode. where you
Xbox
can
One X would
reminisce
probably
of
be
your
pretty sweet.
horrible WoW.
You guys
I mean,
gotta
your
get-
wonderful WoW.
You guys gotta get an
A
Xbox in the house
Switch?
so we can play some PUBG. I mean,
For
Oh
sure.
my god.
I've never played it on
Team
PC.
up with
just-
somebody in that game and
I'm excited. I don't.
yeah.
You know, I
I'm
played
jealous.
Fortnite and it was fun, but PUBG just seems like more my style.
It's more hardcore.
Yep.
Yep.
But no,
Cool.
I mean, basically, I don't want anything for Christmas, but you know, my kids,
What do your kids want?
my daughter wants PlayStation Network cards so she could buy loot boxes in Overwatch.
That's sweet. Oh,
That's all.
that's a
all
cool
she-
kid.
Yeah.
That's all she wants,
That's
and
pretty
she's and.
Does she
um,
wait for like events? Like
she
does she buy
does.
loot box events? All right, that's
Correct. Yeah,
all
she
right.
saves it. And she's like,
Halloween and stuff.
she
That's
keeps trying to
cool.
convince me to play. I used to play, and I gave her my copy, and I'm like then she just plays it all the time. She's like, Dad, buy another copy, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I'm not gonna, you know. I wish I would have just downloaded it and game shared it with her, but
Yeah.
otherwise, you know, just she wants a new headset, and so I
Nice. Wants to be a little more crisp. You
Yeah,
know.
cool.
Yep.
new headset and then a new
Overwatch.
DualShock 4 controller because hers it's just completely worn out. So
Shredded.
maybe she
Ooh,
plays too many games.
I need a
I
new
don't know.
controller.
Yeah, impossible.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the only thing I want for Christmas is Sega Genesis, Jurassic Park Lost World, complete in box. I've been looking for like a year now.
CIB. He wants the CIB, bro.
CIB copy.
Is that the one where it's like a shooter, like a side scroller?
I don't know. I've never played it. No, I do have the other two. There's Chaos in the Park and then just Jurassic Park 1.
Yeah.
And I have both of those. But the third one, the Lost World, it's a cardboard box, so it's really hard to find like a nice copy of it. And there's like a one on eBay for like $100. I'm not spending that, but besides that, you don't see a lot of
Are you
copies.
trying
so.
to complete your collection or something? You got like,
No, I'm not much of a completionist. I just want games that are either rare or that I'll actually play.
Ah.
Mm.
Or that look cool with the cool box art.
Yeah, I do have some of those too. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we'll probably close on that.
Yep.
I think we had some good
Oh, good
discussions
show.
on video game stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome show. Great job.
We'll have to talk. We'll have to talk PUBG. Me and Kurt will have to talk PUBG
Yeah.
on the next one. So
Most definitely.
Yeah, there's probably people that have no idea what you're even talking about when you say PUBG. So.
Player Unknown Battlegrounds. So if you
Yeah.
don't know, I'm sold like 24 million copies on the PC. So it's pretty nice of Microsoft to grab that as an exclusive.
Yeah,
So
smart of them.
Yeah, rare exclusive for them because
Speaking
Yeah,
of
that's-
exclusives too, Secret of Mana re-release for PS4. Go pick it up. GameStop exclusive only.
Well, hey, we'll talk about those two subjects on the next show.
Secret of Mana is awesome.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks.